Understanding Anxiety. In this video, we'll be looking at anxiety symptoms. Part 1 of the series describes anxiety and what causes it. Part 2 looks at the symptoms of anxiety and the different types of anxiety. And Part 3 looks at treatment tips. The autonomic nervous system. So why on earth, if I'm talking about symptoms of anxiety, do I start with the discussion about the autonomic nervous system? Well, for several reasons. Regardless of what anxiety disorder you have, the autonomic nervous system plays a part. The autonomic nervous system is broken into 3 parts: the sympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, and the endocrinic nervous system. For simplicity, we'll only look at the first 2 of this series. The sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is stuff that your brain tells your body to do, and you don't have to think about it. If you can control it, but your brain will control it without you having to consciously do so. So, for example, your heart beating. You don't have to remind yourself every single second. Heart, beat, heart, beat. It does it. And why does it do that? The brain fires information to the heart telling it to beat. Same with other things, such as your lungs inflating and deflating. And also what we call the fight or flight response. What is the fight or flight response? It is an instructional response that the body does to protect itself from a threat. So when a person perceives a danger, the body gets itself ready to fight or flight. The parasympathetic nervous system. What is the parasympathetic nervous system? Well, it is a system that's involved in the rest or digest, or what we call the feed and breed activities that occur when the body is at rest. So how does it all work? I like to think of animal documentaries to show how this best response is supposed to work healthily. So let's say a gazelle's walking across the savannah. A lion jumps out. What does a gazelle do? Well, it either kicks off the lion, so it fights, or it runs away, so flights. Regardless, once it's away from the danger, what does the gazelle do? Well, it goes back into its parasympathetic nervous system, eating grass, procreating, or with some animals, when they're away from danger, they'll even go back into labour. Our body's response to fight or flight. So in the healthy context for a human, what happens? Well, with the body, first of all, the heart rate increases, as the body is going to need energy to make the muscles move, regardless of what we choose to do, whether it be fight or flight. Our breathing also increases to get oxygen to the muscles. Our muscles tighten and our body starts to sweat to cool it down, because it's going to get hot, whether it's running or fighting. The other things that the body does is the pupils dilate, so that we can gain a bigger idea of the surroundings and how we're either going to attack the situation or how we're going to run away from the danger. Also, our gastrointestinal tract stops, as the body prioritises energy to the most needed areas of the body, and danger is imperative life, so digestion is stopped. What happens when we have anxiety? So that's in the healthy context, but what about with anxiety? Well, with anxiety, the fight or flight response is switched on even in the context where there is no physical stresses. This system, which is only switched on an intermediate schedule, becomes used all the time, so there'll be some effects. People with anxiety can find they get rapid heartbeats. They can sometimes explain that they have a sharpness or pain in the chest. Some people can feel dizzy as they are hyperventilating because they're breathing too quickly. Because of the gastrointestinal tract switching off all the time, people can experience extreme dryness in the mouth. The body also can produce things such as reflux or nausea and some other unpleasant things, constipation or diarrhea, or even feel the need to urinate frequently. As all the muscles are also tightening, people can find they experience lower back pain and neck pain, as well as they may find they clench their fists or clench their teeth even when they're sleeping. As the pupils are dilating all the time, people may also experience headaches, as the body is letting in floods of light that it doesn't need. These are just some of the many physical signs of anxiety. But what are other signs? Other symptoms of anxiety. Other symptoms of anxiety may be because the person becomes avoidant. Often sleep is affected. Maybe they sleep more or less. The person may find they are easily intimidated and get angry. They may find they are restless. They struggle to concentrate on things or are forgetful, such as they may find they walk into a room, forget what they came in for, can't find the car keys. Sometimes there may be constant thoughts of worry. It does depend on the type of anxiety that you have. So what are the types of anxiety? There are several different types of anxiety. Some have some specific symptoms, others may not. Generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD. GAD is a persistent worry that can lead to concentration, restlessness, or poor sleep. Specific phobia. Specific phobia, often people have extreme anxieties in response to a feared object. This can alter how they even do things in their life, such as a person might have a fear of flying and might not take that promotion, which means more air travel. Panic disorder. Panic disorder, a person has surges of overwhelming fear that come on without warning. So they might be watching a TV and all of a sudden find they are overwhelmed with fear. Obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD. To make thoughts go away, the person may perform behaviours or compulsions, such as repeated hand washing, counting, or cleaning. Social anxiety disorder. Social anxiety disorder, a person may have a severe anxiety about being criticised or negatively evaluated by others. So they avoid social events and become afraid of doing something that causes embarrassment or humiliation.